Hello, everyone. My name is and I'm a good government activist from the 7th Ward. Before I begin, I would like to tell Mr. Jarrett that I'm not impressed with his whataboutism argument. It's what Trump uses and his acolytes use to justify their outrageous behavior. Now, today I really want to address, I should say one other thing. You mentioned scripture. There is a scripture that says, leaders without vision will see the people perish. And if you don't have a vision for the EAB to be nonpartisan with people of good temperament and reputation, then I don't believe that you will be a contribution here. So let's talk about Tanya Burns. Her actions have become a negative force in our council and community. Burns, who hosts...
Excuse me, please pause his time. Audience members, give the same respect to everyone at the lectern. Give the same respect to everyone at the lectern. If not, you will be warned and asked to leave. Proceed.
Ms. Burns, who hosts the hilarious podcast, Talking with Tanya, or as I like to call it, Toking with Tanya, because you have to be high to believe anything she says, has repeatedly disrupted our council functionality and jeopardized our community's safety and trust. One alarming incident involving Council President Dr. Ladel Lewis. Burns drove an out-of-town activist with a long, troubled legal and mental health history to Dr. Lewis's home, compromising her safety and justifying her police escort. Such reckless behavior from an elected official is dangerous and irresponsible. Burns' manipulation of the Ethics and Accountability Board over the Ashley Capital matter is another glaring example. She misled the EAB and then targeted certain city council members with unfounded accusations, thereby politicizing a body that should be above politics and further eroding our trust in government. In council meetings, Burns disrupts proceedings, eggs on unruly and sophomoric audience members, and uses divisive tactics like spreading misinformation, or as I like to call it, lying, and race baiting. Instead of fostering unity and progress, she hinders critical initiatives for healthcare, social services, public safety, and...
Mr. Matthews, please hold. We're going to give you a couple of seconds back. We will not stand for disrespect for anyone at the lectern. Anyone. So, colleagues, again, as you look, Mr. Jared, all the way around to Mr. Elamine, all the way around to Diaz, we need to make sure that we're keeping our chambers in order. It's everyone's responsibility. And if I have to point it out in the rules, it is what we're supposed to do. When you refuse to do that, that's a derelict of duty. We are to make sure that everyone has their time at the lectern. So could you please give him 10 more seconds?
Point of order.
What is your point?
According to the rules, he is afforded the same amount of time, not anything extra as everyone else. There's no 2 or 3 minutes and 10 seconds. We don't get to give him back time.
You are absolutely right. And he's also afforded the same respect as everyone else. So what we will do, we will give him his 10 seconds and we will proceed. Are you ready? Go ahead, Mr. Matthews.
Okay.
Ma'am, that's your first warning. That's your first warning. Proceed.
What's most troubling is her belief that everybody else is the problem and how she viciously and personally attacks anyone who doesn't agree with her. Her refusal to take responsibility and constant deflection of blame makes it impossible.
Please pause the time.
Makes it impossible to respect her
Please
as a
pause
leader.
the time.
I noticed that everyone seems to be having a hard time. You're coughing or choking off of something. I ask that you would please step in the hall, get a drink of water, because you're being disruptive to the meeting.
The water fountain don't work. The water fountain don't work.
So please,
It don't work.
if you know that you can't stop coughing, it is disruptive to the meeting, so step out in the hallway until your coughing fit is done.
Now we can't call.
Ma'am,
excuse me, you're being brought to order. Don't do that. You are being brought to order. That's your warning. Don't go back and forth, please. Ma'am, that's your second warning. You're now removed from this meeting. Absolutely.
She can't call. We can't call. We can't call. We can't clap. We can't call.
Arthur Woodson,
Okay,
please.
Arthur Woodson, that is your warning. You're inciting everybody to cough. That's your warning. Inciting disorderly conduct. Proceed, Mr. Matthews.
Well, our community deserves better leaders. Leaders who prioritize our well-being and act with integrity. Burns' actions shows that she is not that leader. Her behavior creates division, obstructs progress, and damages the trust we need to have in our public officials. Thank you.
Excuse me, Mr. Woodson, that's your second warning. You're out of this meeting. Woodson, that's your second warning. You're out of this meeting. Excuse me, Mr. Woodson, that's your second warning. You're out of this meeting. Mr. Woodson, that's your second warning. You're out of this meeting. Mr. Woodson. No. No, we will not. We will not harass members here. We will not do that. We will not. Mr. Woodson, that is your second warning.
Jedediah Brown is harassing Doug Matthews' officers.
Excuse me.
Action.
He needs to be removed from this meeting. He doesn't have a right to harass people.
Where you running to? Where you running to?
Okay with him doing a racist dog whistle.
Hi, click like and share.
Talk to black people like they a dog.
Get up.
He keeps talking to black people like they a dog. Doug keeps talking to them like they a dog. You can't be treating black people like that. That's racist. Out of order and unhinged. Lacks decorum.
He kissed at Art. He blew a kiss at Art. That's what he did.
What the fuck wrong with this man?
810 exclusive.
Madam Chair, members of the audience should not be harassed and followed by other members of the audience.
Absolutely not. So council has a 5-minute recess without objection.
Madam Chair, did you order a recess?
all inside my little box, y'all.
Doug Mathis has talked on people's mental health. He's sexually harassing people, blowing kisses to people, lying on people, and he's being protected by the Flint City Council because he is a plant for them to harass people. He's a liar. He's put stuff in people's mailboxes, and there's been no accountability for him. And this city council continuously protects him. The meeting just went haywire. And now here she comes, finna jump on somebody.
Listen, I'm talking to Councilwoman Burns first alone. So everybody stay in here and her and I are going to speak out here. Thank you. What the hell? Shut the hell up. 2024.
He called her a token nigga is what he just left. He said token. Oh, a token nigga. Yes, he said token. You didn't hear him up there? He called her a token.
Oh, you called her a token?
It's gonna be y'all better get that dog. Riot up in there.
I don't know what you think you are, but you definitely got my attention now, and I'm committed to this. I'm gonna see this shit.
This council president.
Oh, they backfired this city council table to bully somebody.
No, it don't matter.
That's fine with me.
It's the council president.
Don't follow no rules. It's got
All right.
let the moose through. Let the moose through.